Orb of Venom on it, so you could apply Orb of Venom. And they got pressured a little bit in the early game. That was the only negatives to it. But the whole rest of the game was definitely justified the hero.
Do you think we're going to see it then picked up more, Purge? Because we've seen a lot of Kotal over the last few days.
I think identifying a Kotal counter is one of the most important things you should do as a team right now, at least in the EU region, because Kotal's been picked so early. So if OG believes that it is a solution against the Kotal, then they should continue picking it for sure.
Yeah, it certainly is. It has been illusion heroes and invis heroes traditionally is just like a basic concept are pretty good against Kotal, but Naga specifically because you get that sleep and then to find him. And as Pert said, also you interrupt the pulling quite well. Chicken Fighters, they banned Shadow Demon's second phase last game. This time they pick it up first. Makes sense. It denies a lot of what OG liked to play, again, because of that constant purge from the new ultimate.
Yeah, I do want to point out that even though we see Chicken Fighters over there, they are high coast.
Oh, sorry.
It's just unfortunately we have to be able to make the game on the DPC ticket, as you call it. We have to use Chicken Fighters as a name because they are the registered team. I know.
Would
Kyle,
you look at that?
What a surprise!
You can't see him. He's strutting around the desk.
OG picks Nature's Prophet. Who could have predicted this wild pick of this hero that everybody on the team plays? Purge definitely not Cal. Cal couldn't predict this, surely.
The reason, well, you can go first, Kevin, because I'll need some time.
Kyle, I was just going to repeat the same thing you say every time. Good teams pick good heroes like Nature's Prophet, Chen, Enchantress. And then you usually give like 3 more heroes. And at that point, we're all sick of listening to you. So I just thought I'd cut it off right there.
Thank you.
Oh, now Kyle doesn't even have to say it because you said it for us. Thank you, Purge.
It's also really strong against the Shadow Demon in lane. And conceptually, it's similar to the Naga Siren, where you can always mess with the off lane. You can connect middle for those early catapult waves. It gives you more resources and more options. And you pick it with the Nyx Assassin. God, it's beautiful. This hero could be core, could be support. You've got a invis presence and the global teleport. That Furion ulti got buffed. It does a hell of a lot of damage. Nyx doesn't have tower pressure. Furion does. So you're going to be able to apply like just such a strong choke to the side of Chicken. High Coast.
Thank you.
Esports. High Coast Esports. They won't be able to coast to a win so easily against what OG's got in store.
People can't see Kyle right now. He's so smug. As if he is the one that is drafting for OG right now.
Around the and like staring us down to the entire time.
I'm just like, I watched so much Division 2 over the last week, and I see a peculiar absence of Nature's Prophet. I don't understand why.
Can you watch the same amount of Division 2 as you did Division 1? Just want to point that out.
I watch other regions, Sheaves. I don't know what you do when you go home.
Yeah, do you?
But I'm either playing Dota or watching Dota.
Yes, but do you only watch lower divisions when you're watching other regions?
Well, I would watch the 3rd division, but there isn't one.
No.
It's only the 1st and 2nd.
Is that because you identify more with Division 2 than you do Division 1?
It's a low blow.
But he doesn't deny it.
He does not.
At least I was in a division.
I mean, sure, I'll take it if you think that's how you're going to get me. I never tried, you know. I could have been a TI winner, but I didn't try. So in my head, I did it.
It's okay.
Oh, he looks a little hurt. Sad.
He's not strutting no more.
No.
Well, this is
he's sitting in a corner now, and he's looking
Sheaves,
forlorn.
Sheaves, envy's not a good color on you. Just because I can read into the draft here, and you're busy thinking about picking Lich later tonight, doesn't mean
I'm gonna pick Crystal Main this time.
All right, well then there you go. See, you're moving up in the world. Bans from High Coast. Simple concept. They beat us with these heroes. Let's make sure they can't pick them again. I think the Monkey King. Yeah, I got a message that Seb has been spamming Monkey on his stream a lot, and it just looks like it's another hero that OG have now added into their repertoire, because we know for a fact Sox could play it, Thompson can play it, Midwin can play it. So now it's like this multi-lane core that you just can't predict, and it sets them up for cool stuff like in that previous game where all of a sudden it's off lane. And you have an Invoker last pick.
This time though, Invoker banned, so good stuff. Naga banned as well by OG themselves, actually. So they thought that they might have inspired High Coast a little bit there. as we move into the second pick phase. Now, they have to open their draft up a little bit at this point.
That they do.
I think we're going to start to see exactly where these positions are going. Like, you know, the flexible picks are great early on, but eventually, you know, you do have to reveal some of those cards. And I'm sure they're going to take the time to think about how exactly they would like to do that.
There we go. Phoenix.
Really good against Shadow Demon as just an anti-team fighter. And you have a Furion, you have a Nyx. It's just really complementary because you've got early game pressure, you've got stuns, you've got tower pressure, your lanes are strong, you're missing a bit of the team fight, and Phoenix is a really nice OG hero because you hit that level 6 power spike and you can immediately dive onto an objective, literally and figuratively, and it's very difficult to fight into egg.
Are we assuming that this is their 3-4-5, correct?
I think it's the Sox Phoenix,
Yeah.
the Furion still flex.
Okay, and then Nyx is then in retrospect as well.
Nah, that's the thing. That's what's so good about this, because this could be a Seb Phoenix. They've got sort of this secret flavor at the moment, team secret flavor, where Zai and Yapsor's farm priority kind of feels interchangeable. It's just based on, do we want this hero to stick in a lane or not? How do we want him to actually get into the game? Now that you pick a Jug, I actually think it's more likely off lane, as strange as that might sound, but we shall see.
Well, Jug's going to give them really good options against the Egg, obviously, which they were slightly lacking with Void Spirit and Shadow Demon. Like that part, he's harder to gank as well. He's got some solutions, so pretty safe pick here.
Yeah, for sure. I take that back. It's going to be a Prophet off lane because you just body this Jug. And it's very difficult to play the lane, especially if Shadow Demon is your partner. And then Phoenix could be 4, could be 5, who knows. But I think Soxa prefers to play the Nyx. Although he has a great Phoenix too. You really don't know.
Well, that is nice and flexible. I think the only thing that we can say safely is that we need a couple of cores on the side of OG that are a little bit more high carry, like the Phantom Assassin.
Really good pick. Obviously, you can use Blur when you get Omni Slash, so as a matchup between PA and Jug, you have a lot of good advantages there. Shadow Demon's another support that you're happy to jump on at pretty much all phases of the game and just kill him. So PA really safe pick here for a carry.
And then you don't fear offensive disruption as much. Say if you're a Luna or TB and you get disrupted, that you actually like lose the fight for your team. PA, his illusions are relatively weak, and you just leap away from them if necessary. But yeah, Kevin's point, you just kill this SD. Void Spirit also hates playing against PA. Anything with high reach is really difficult for him to deal with, and it's a 1-to-1 great matchup against the Jug. This is where the Viper comes in, which is not good.
Still have to deal with evasion, though.
Yeah.
That part would be annoying.
Are you at all concerned about the fact that, like, we're, you know, over on the side of High Coast, you don't have, like, too much for lockdown, right? You've got the Aether Remnant, and you've got the Disruption, but that's pretty much it right now. They're just going to keep running at you. Like, it's a very run-at-you lineup, too, when you look at what they have for heroes.
Yep. It definitely worries me.
I was worried before the draft even started. Now I'm concerned.
Well, High Coast used quite a bit of their bonus time to go for this Bloodseeker, most likely Bloodseeker offlane. We've seen that quite a few times, and actually, Cal, you mentioned it earlier today that you've been really liking seeing Bloodseeker offlane.
Yes, I like it a lot. I actually just think that the matchup against PA is not ideal. PA's kind of content to just sit there and fight you, and the lane isn't ideal for you either.
It does take away her mobility, though, and it gives them solutions against Prophet Core, so they could potentially lane swap. But like Bloodseeker against Prophet.
But I think Prophet beats Bloodseeker pretty hard. Nature's Prophet in lane will beat either one of these two cores that we've seen right now from High Coast. Like, it's just a better hero.
But at least Bloodseeker's better, right? Like, your base armor is pretty high. You've got an AoE nuke. You get heals from the treants when they do die. I just feel like that's a little safer for sure. And Rupture will counter PA's mobility a little bit. So while he doesn't necessarily beat him in a 1v1, at least it can keep PA out of position and not just make a blink away the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah, I can see it. I love the tiny band from OG. We haven't seen this hero once, but it's very scary because you think, what is OG susceptible to right now? It's burst damage, specifically a hero that isn't really targetable by their draft, and a tiny controls runes, it kills everybody, and it's not really a target. You're not able to dive tower if a tiny is sitting there with these low-level supports that are quite squishy. So even though we haven't seen it, I think that's OG just kind of being a step ahead of the meta, and morph OD bans from High Coast. I don't know if those were really even options for OG, but we'll see.
I mean, they're no longer options for OG, so.
Well, those are on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the aggression, 1 being passivity. Those are like 2s. And OG is not a team to back down. I feel like they're going to go for way more tempo in this game. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised to see a Magnus just come out right now as their last pick. You could even Fury in mid if necessary.
I'm surprised they left that in the pool.
Yeah. Like this
is a Phantom Assassin.
This is an insane mag game.
Yeah.
It removes the spin and the Bloodseeker BKB timing from the equation. It's a great matchup against any of these heroes middle. Sure, the SD can purge it off, but you know, mag hit creeps. I watched a lot of Keizu stream and BSJ, and they're all about it.
Oh wow, the last pick, curveball, Witch Doctor. Woo!
They want to stabilize against the Treants, I guess, is the main thing, right?
Yeah.
5-second stun against creeps, but outside of that, it looks not so good against PA. I guess it gives them more damage for gank stuff. That part's kind of good because they are lacking DPS a little.
It's just kind of a trap. Furion, if you look, has one of the best win rates against Witch Doctor in terms of enemy supports, because the Coconut's hitting Treants, not heroes, and late game you've got a whole bunch of them.
Mid Omni Knight.
Hell yeah.
Let's go. I'm here for it.
Omni versus Void Spirit. How is that matchup, Purge?
I mean, it's probably fine. Like, you can harass him. You're not going to die. It's more about probably how it transitions in the mid game, I would imagine.
All right. Well, we're going to come back to you later in the series again. But Kyle, Moxie, we've seen the 10 heroes. We got an Omni Knight mid. Kyle, you want to go first this time?
Yeah, I was off. I'm just checking my watch. Yeah, we'll be done before the hour's over. This is going to be a super buffed PA against 2 very squishy supports. They're the better team, and we're about to see some just absolute, I don't even think words could describe it. It's going to be bloody, and I really like what OG's got. This is very much on brand.
How about you, Moxie?
I think that there's a gift in simplicity, and I know exactly what OG wants to do, and it's a little bit more confusing coming out from the side of the High Coast, so definitely going OG on this one.
All right, well, let's find out how this second game of this best-of-3 series will play out with ODPixel and Fogged.
Thank you very much, Steve. Yes, game 2 of OG versus High Coast, and it is indeed this very exciting. Last pick, Thompson, mid Omni Knight, Fogged.
Yes.
How's this going to go down? I mean, this hero, right? There's been some people sort of like playing it as the carry Omni Knight in pubs. We've seen some pretty good core builds and even some of the higher level MMR games. Is it going to work here at the professional level?
I mean, I'm just excited to see some thwacking hammer of purities, or whatever the hell it's called, by Thompson, because that's probably what he's going to go for in this game. So I'm already excited just to see some type of fun, and I'm excited to see if, I mean, hopefully that, I'm still going to call them chicken fighters anyway, but I'm just kidding. Hopefully they can actually bail themselves out of this game, because it looks tough again. I can't lie. The 2 supports versus Nature's Prophet, I don't like when you don't have like this like Earth Spirit Nyx, or like some frontliney kind of support hero, or someone that just one-to-one deals with him. SD and Witch Doctor, I don't think they do at all. I think, like Kyle was mentioning, your Cask, sure, you're versus the Treants, but you're just gonna get hit. You're 2 armor. Like like he said, it's a trap. It feels like a trap most of the time.
Let's see what High Coast can do, and if they can not try to do their best, not fall behind like they did in the first game off the lanes. Even though they did make some good hits in the mid game, they kept the pace up with OG, just falling behind from the start and never really being able to keep their cores at the same level of farm as OG did throughout the game.
Yeah, I feel like in this game, if they fall behind in lanes, I'm gonna pretty much just kind of call it for them though, because I feel like they cannot fall behind in lanes at all versus what they're up against. They're gonna find Seb. Some decent damage here.
He's trying to...
Nice body blocks.
Yeah, they'll have him it. With the cast, it's enough to buy time for Charlie to close it with the Blade Fury. They get themselves first blood for chest.
Nice. Yeah, I feel like this is a lineup where they... Oh, Soxa will at least get the bounty ruin, so they did get all 4 bounty ruins on the side of OG, even though they gave first blood. Okay, well, that happened. And yeah, it just feels like it's one of those lineups where they just have like no team fight really together with their lineup. So I feel like when things start to kick off and the Phoenix starts to get involved and all that for OG, it's going to be really hard if they're not at like an even scaling kind of way. Like they have to come out or like at least even or ahead in these lanes, or they're just going to be totally screwed as the mid game and later game hits.
So what is sort of the build on the mid Omni Knight? Is it are you just building sort of the stats, S and Y phase stuff, and running at people, or?
Oh god, I actually watched Thompson do it the other day, and I can't remember what he did. Was it Echo Saber? I can't remember if it was Echo Saber, if he actually did Witchblade and then he just went the Ag Shard. I can't remember. He did some funny-esque build, and I think he might do something like that again this game. You just play your own game, kind of like those, like a Magnus in a way, I feel like. But you just throw in this shard, and you're actually just a right-clicking beast.
On top. Looks like Zibe could be in a bit of trouble. He's running. One more hit from Seb will do it. Oh, no, he needs another hit. That Tango regen keeps him alive. And
10 more movement speed on Soxa, though. The creeps.
I was going to say his own creeps actually sort of causing issues there for Saxa. So, yeah, Saxa won't be able to find it. Zibe able to make his way back to safety. And, yeah, he'll just go for the reset and deny himself to neutrals.
Thompson's sitting very low, which allows Chessie to play more aggressive down bottom than normal. Just go diving under the tower to get some last hits. Got that nice increased movement speed and all that. And they're doing an okay job right now at actually messing with mid one's last hits. I've been watching Era in particular, using his disruption to stop him from getting last hits in particular, or just laying down the blood right on the creep wave. So they slowed him down a tiny bit.
Now, is there any chance that we're going to see any sort of creative build from mid one on in the PA this game, or do you think it has to be the standard? Is there anything you could think of that maybe mid one's going, hey, you know what, let's try this on the PA?
In this game, I mean, I can't see him going Mage Blade this game, unfortunately, because of the lineup that he's against. But I feel like he might do something weird like that. No, I don't see anything too out of the ordinary. I don't think he can.
I think PA is still got to do the standard.
Yeah, he probably won't go Battle Fury. I think he's probably just going to go for like Deso and just go for like the super fighting, because that's just mid one. But I don't know if any of the newer items kind of merit being picked up early on. Maybe he gets maybe he gets the shard and he goes for like the fan and knives kind of. I don't know. I haven't seen anyone do that yet.
God, I don't think I've seen that being picked up in a set. Well, any of the games that we've casted that the PA's come up in.
Hey, it applies a break.
Yeah,
This probably isn't the game for it, though.
The Bloodseeker and the Jug, yeah, for sure. Yeah, you're taking a lot of potential damage away from those two cores.
I think it could be cool against something just like a Tide. I don't really see an argument for it versus much others, but who knows? Who knows what he's going to do? As mid, we see, Supreme's doing really well in the matchup right now, being able to bully Thompson away a lot.
Oh, top Seb. He's going to take a lot of damage here, but that TP, in time, he'll be able to get enough Fountain regen to save him from the Maledict.
And now the beauty of Nature's Prophet versus these two heroes also is spins on cooldown. Maledict also, he just comes back fully reset with the TP and can continue the pressure. His last hits are definitely underwhelming right now, though. Seb and both mid one are getting pressured a bit here, so a great start right now for Dire, as they need to do, as we were mentioning. They need to have a good laning phase, or this game is gonna get pretty bad pretty quick.
A much better start than what they were able to find in this first game so far in these opening waves. See, 4-minute rune is going to be free for Supreme. No contest, no one coming over to try and defend those, and see a very nice one to find that.
Nice little connection here, the combo, the disruption into the blood right, doing some decent damage to mid one, continuing to slow his farm down. And they're pushing the wave in constantly. Era didn't get the side pull this time around, but they're gonna have the options too. And the fact that they're just pushing the wave in, it's almost 5 minutes, they're very likely to get the bounty spot on the side of Esports.
See top Seb, Saxa, just trying their best to control the pull. Keep Charlie away from being able to clean up mid lane. Another attempt for Supreme, but a little off the mark with the Remnant. Can't quite get that set up to get those further punches in. On to Thompson, bottom lane, mid one. Playing aggressive, did have a lot of one charges, so he's able to pop them and continue to stay on top of Arrow. He'll get himself the kill. It's Chessie laying down a blood bright, and that's got quite a bit of movement speed here, so mid one won't be able to threaten him too much.
And No-Till even lives. Shadow Poisons, he had 3 stacks, stood under tower, and Supreme actually gets Thompson mid. Gets the level 6, and he's actually got good kill window. Paying Thompson back for that last game.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is a much better start for Supreme, and that's the Void Spirit. It's definitely sort of looking at the bottom lane against a PA early on. There's a lot of great gank potential from Supreme, so mid one's got to be careful.
And he gets both. He makes the immediate move. There was no hesitation by Supreme either. He gets both bounty runes, instantly runs toward bottom. He has an Astral Step.
And he's
That's
got
a
it. Very nice moves here from Supreme.
Perfect. And the catapult's still up too, so they're getting some good damage onto the tower. Chessie's even cutting the wave, clearing out that catapult too. They're gonna glyph to keep the wave alive a little bit longer. Dire counter glyphs. So this is actually very likely for them to be able to get a tower here if they continue this pressure.
See this time round, Saxa will come across, make sure that OG are able to secure the power in.
They're even bringing the Witch Doctor down bottom too. So yeah, 3 heroes trying to collapse on this bottom tower. OG does bring the 2 though, so they'll be able to stop that push.
Yeah, certainly having to be careful of the 2 of the mid one and Notel. And they sort of set up with the Maledict. Should give them a pretty good shot of getting the kill on either of these heroes.
Notel. He's got Maledict and 4 poisons, and he's gonna hit
Should do
by
it with the
Blood
Blood Right. Did have a
He
fair
looks
few
pretty dead.
1 charges. TPs are coming in. Notel should die to that last Maledict tick, but they may find some kills in return. Chessie had the Verifier. Will manage to give him time to run, and Supreme's had time to come down.
Nice
So
Carapace.
Supreme can look for the counterplay. He's going to jump in with the combo over towards mid one. He's still got a step ready. 1 more step and a burst with the Dissimilate. They'll get the kill on the PA. So losing a couple themselves, but again, this is another time and pretty good succession that they take mid one out of the game with Supreme's moves.
Yeah, Supreme on point with his moves this time around. Who got the kills, actually? Mid one got both of the return kills, so I feel like he's actually pretty happy, and he's queued up the Battle Fury because of that. He picked up the Broadsword beforehand, and he's actually not doing that badly for as bad as his last hits look. 27 last hits, but he's actually significantly over the Jugs farm at the moment. Yeah, actually, Charlie's like very poor at the moment, too. He just spins on the wave and should be able to just clear it out and get out, but he's 500 behind the PA.
Notel. He's trying to go for Era. He's going to have the TP backup from Seb coming in as Era will get taken out. Notel should be fine. Seb also able to easily set up for Zibe as well with the Sprout. Charlie. See if he can get any cleanup kills in return, but a solid stun from Saxa onto the 2 of them will buy time for Notel to keep his distance with the Sunray. Charlie will continue to chase. And then with the movement speed he has, he can easily close the gap onto Notel, finish the kill with the Blade Fury. So Charlie getting something out of coming straight back down to that bottom lane after having to leave the top.
Oh, mid one? Missing the last hit on the tower versus 1 range creep? Come on, mid one, step it up. As bottom they go for Saxa.
Yeah, he's not going to mess around with the Rupture upon him. He's straight out. How are we seeing Thompson's build doing? He's nearly got the Midas done. Midas nearly done. Bottom lane again, Notel. They keep going for him. They didn't get him the last time, and they won't get him this time either. Able to get up with the dive before the silence kicks in. Seb was toying around with the idea of TPing to the bottom, but looks like they're already out of that.
He canceled that TP, yeah, interesting. Mid one is still, like we said, top, he's getting a lot of farm and a lot of space, and Seb is starting to be more that fighter to allow that PA to get that space and play around bottom. And also, Topson, like he's gone for Midas, so he can't actually turn up to the fights as much. Seb's gonna have to be that one to really kick it up. And it's a 1k gold lead right now for OG. And both, we're seeing Supreme, he's going for a very high impact item here. He's gonna be going for the Orchid Rush on the Void Spirit.
The next level play,
I'll see what he wants to do is Supreme against the 2 of them. Rather tanky, but Zibe. Cost bounce is not quite working in his favor though. Saxa and Thompson, no struggles in making the retreat. So 10-minute runes will see the side look to try and contest one another. Looks like it's just going to be OG being able to set up for 3 of the 4 of them.
Gonna be getting those level 6s, and this is where, you know, Phoenix now is about to be getting 6 too, so the team fight for OG is getting quite a bit stronger in comparison. These 2 supports on the side of the Dire. A lot weaker when it comes down to just actual big team fights. They're more about just that like, pick-off game and saving people. And OG, they're pressuring, they're on all lanes right now. They're actually getting good farm in all lanes and farming jungle, while on Dire, they're actually just looking for kills, which they might be able to get because they're all split up here. Mid one under the gun.
Yeah, Supreme's going to start off the action. Zibe, he's there with a follow-up, and there's no hope here for mid one. And Supreme, again, just having his number. And a good job of just keeping his eyes on the PA, and anytime Mid1 tries to farm these riskier positions, he's onto him. Mid1's still very close to the Battle Fury, just rushing it over the naked brown boots. Just needs the Ring of Health to go, so when he's back in, even with these deaths, it's still going to be a solid timing on the Battle Fury.
Yeah, I mean, OG this time around is really playing this like farming and just splitting the map up.
Yeah.
And forcing them to really chase them around all over the place. So they're probably going to have the gold lead for the mostest, and we're going to see what they do to punish it, because their lineup is, Dire side is about punishing that and looking for those individual kills when they are split up.
Yeah.
So they really have to capitalize on them.
Midas Omni, Battle Fury, PA.
Yeah,
these heroes are going to scale it away that you're not going to be able to keep up with if you're not indeed finding the action. Top lane Saxa got his eyes on Supreme. He's going to have backup coming in for Step, and Supreme indeed, he's out of anything. He's got nothing to get his way out of that one, and Mid1, yeah, offering up a tip there. As finally Supreme's taken down, as Mid1's teammates avenge him.
It's a huge kill whenever you kill the Void Spirit this game. Like we were mentioning, the Void Spirit is really the one who has to do everything to make and set up kills, because the two supports alone can't do much of anything. Chessie, he doesn't want to be the one to lead, because he's going to throw a Rupture and they're just going to TP out for the most part. They need Supreme. It's Thompson, he's pressuring very deeply in mid, has Saxa around.
See what they can start off here. It's just going to be a bit of pressure onto the tower as soon as the three of Myco show themselves. OG's out of there and happy to continue to farm.
Thompson.
Has Thompson got any escape from this? Doesn't look like it. 4 heroes onto him. Surely, have they got the damage? He's going to go for the TP out at the last minute. He's going to be able to make it away before the Maledict kills him. He isn't. The Maledict was enough to take down Thompson. So Heiko's finally able to do something about Thompson's Omni Knight, which has just been able to sit mid for the entirety of this 12 minutes and have uncontested free farm.
Can they turn it into anything, though? It's just a kill right now. It's decent for Supreme to get closer to that Orchid, but they've got to get something out of it soon, because they need to try to at least just pressure and get at least one of these towers, as they are making the move toward bottom. It's low. The Phoenix Egg is down, though, so they really have to take advantage of whenever that one is out of the game. And they're actually going to walk away from bottom tower. It's super low, Charlie. He's playing a little scared there, even though he has the sentry.
Yeah, I guess just a little spooked of a defense coming in. Seb having the Orchid. Look at the tower.
He's got the sentry down, though, so he sees Saxa, immediately spins, backs away.
Yeah, Saxa knows as well, just keeping to the edge of where potential vision could be.
So pretty decent. So at least they get that 1 tier 1 during the downtime of this Phoenix Egg being unavailable. But, I mean, OG, they're fine. Like, they're just getting so much out of the map still.
And here we go. Ready to use and put that Orchid to use. Stuns off the mark, though. That means Chessie's going to live, and he's actually able to turn and get the Rupture onto Saxa. Backup's coming in as well from Heiko. Saxa, he is going to pay with his life by the looks of it for that missed stun.
Puts a ward down. They didn't actually see it get placed.
Oh, mid. Oh, Zibe.
In mid? Okay.
They get the setup again. And with this Orchid now finished on Supreme, sort of Supreme and Zibe, they're killers. There's Maledict with the full burst of Supreme's complete skill set. I mean, that'll kill any of the heroes in the game right now. Even Thompson, the more tanky of the heroes, who is indeed going for the item that you did say you thought you saw him do before. Getting that. I say that, he's just changed it. He had the Echo Saber queued up, he's gone back to the S and Y. So getting one of the two. I think S and Y is definitely the more standard of the two, right? It's going to do you a bit more all-round than an Echo Saber.
It'll actually help you versus the Orchid. Yeah. And that's going to be the thing that's going to trip them up a lot, is they're full committing onto
They are again.
He's got Guardian Angel, though. Instantly dispelled.
And they've got him. They're killing Thompson pretty reliably now in the mid lane. I mean, 0, 4, and 0. See an attempt to TP out by Zibe, but actually going to be maybe seeing if they can turn and continue to fight this as Charlie's ready to run back in. Seb's going to get pulled back by the Remnant. They've taken down Seb as well. As Heiko's making some smooth moves around this mid lane. And yeah, maybe punishing OG for maybe going a meme too far with this job.
Yeah, I mean, Supreme, just this Orchid is going to explode his potential to actually make plays, and they're playing around it really nicely. Him and Zibe just tag teaming over and over again, looking for these kills. And Era too, those were really nicely timed plays by him. The Demonic Purge to get rid of the GA instantly on the Omni and saves the Witch Doctor when Seb commits in. Really good teamwork coming out from my coast.
Of course, whilst this is happening, we are seeing mid one get a lot of space.
He is.
He's Battle Fury treads done.
They're getting all this farm, but look, I mean, Topson's showing again mid, and look at Era and Jibbe. They're right next to him already, looking to set
already
up
on the
as
side,
no kill.
Supreme. That should be the damage. It is. He's able to burst him.
Topson,
He's just dead.
he's dead.
He is very, very dead. I mean, OG, they're putting up the difficulty for mid one. They're saying, right, let's really test our carry this game. Just hold my drink. I'm gonna go 0-5-0 mid on the Omni Knight. Topson says, as he's just dying every time he comes back to the lane now.
Well, to be honest with you, I've seen this in his pubs too, where he's gone 0-5 on the Omni Knight a couple of the games mid. It's not working right now. They've started to take advantage and notice how split up OG really is, and they're playing as 4. Really nicely done by Arcos as No Tail jumps in. Supreme.
There's a little low here. He's out. Era. He's
got the
prepared. Yeah, for that sprout every time. Not going to lose any heroes off the back of taking that tower either. So 14 for 6. Less than 1k in it.
And Charlie gets what, like 3, 4, 5
Mid
creep
one.
waves up top. And
They found him. He's just turned up to the fight, and he's going to be saved just in time by Topson. Now keep mid one alive. Over to the side, No Tail diving away, but he's been ruptured. They're running him down. No Tail getting pulled back by the Remnant. Chessie picks up the kill. They'll try and turn over towards Saxa, but the silence is there. Chessie needs help. He's not going to get it. The crits come through from mid one. He goes down. Charlie moving into the midst of it all with the Blade Fury. Does still have the Omni Slash if he finds an opportunity to go for it, but OG's very grouped up, and the GA is out, as well as the summons, the treants from Sebs. The summons actually kind of helping Charlie, meaning the Omni Slash ends up taking him further away from the rest of OG and actually gets him out to safety. Era does get left behind though. So this time round, OG able to keep one another alive, make sure that mid one doesn't get burst. They are able to turn and pick up some kills in response.
Very close to mid one dying though, but yeah, Topson coming in clutch with the heal. And yeah, they draw the circle around this area. I think they're starting to identify that this is just too hard of an area for them to fight versus Dire right now because they've just lost so much map control. Probably play more on the northern side of the map until they can get better positions, in particular for No Tail for his Supernova. He's just having trouble getting those off in a good spot. This Orchid, it's really tripping him up. Yeah, Supreme continuing to be on point. They got to keep the pace though. They can't let this downtime ever happen. You know, this Battle Fury, this Midas, it all just pays dividends so much more for OG whenever there is any amount of downtime. OG's actually looking to set up for a top tower pressure here too.
Let's see if High Coast want to try and defend. Just Era.
Saxa dancing bottom. He will avoid Supreme.
And they're swinging around mid.
Seb is setting up bottom. They see Supreme for a second, and he is vulnerable right now. There is no Yules finished yet. Saxa is trying to hunt.
Yeah, also bringing No Tail down it too. But yeah, Supreme. He's away. He's not going to spend any more time than he needs to over OG's half of the map on his own. And
with his Yules is delivered. So now he's got his own protection completely, and they're going to smoke instantly. 2 Yules. Chessie also has his finished previously too, and they even have a glimmer on Jibbe, so lots of different ways to save each other individually.
Yeah, and as you said, obviously the Yules, it's got to pretty much guarantee him living, right? The only thing that they've got to worry about getting hit by is the stuns from Saxa. Other than that, there's no other stuns. It's just purely the silence and the slows. So especially for a hero like Void Spirit, Supreme, if he presses his buttons right, he's pretty invincible.
Yeah. OG starting to take out that vision, try to take control of the map of where High Coast did have all that ward coverage, and it's 20 minutes, so bounties will be mostly secured by High Coast. 3 of them right now.
They get them all? Oh wait, no. You're right, the 4th.
3 of them.
Yeah.
Saxa gets the other one.
That's to be picked up.
And gold leader strength a little bit. It's pinging back between 1 and 2k. Seb is really getting an insane amount though on this Nature's Prophet. Witch's Blade done on his way toward his BKB. We have 20 minutes. Do we see any shards getting queued up almost instantly? I'm clicking around. Topson queues it up right away once it's up. He doesn't have the gold for it yet, but you have to expect that he's going to get it. And Deso is done. So mid one, he still has this excellent timing for his farm. And he's got some very squishy targets to be able to jump to. If he can find the Witch Doctor and the Shadow Demon, those are great. The other three, a little bit harder.
Oh, high push there. I mean, are they going to try and do the?
Are they actually committing? That's a little weird of it. I mean, you're versus Phoenix around there.
I don't think they can do this.
I don't think so either, Supreme.
No.
Supreme's just dead. Oh no. Why are they hitting Roche?
Why were they hitting Roche?
I don't know, now Chessie.
I mean, now Chessie's dead as well. I think they sort of switched themselves off for a second then, and I think they were probably asking themselves, like, why are we hitting Roche?
They just led OG there, too. Like, this is the best possible place for OG to have taken the fight, too. Like, Phoenix is level 12, and they were looking to commit into... That seems like a really, really, really bad call.
Why would you do that?
One.
I mean, who are you hitting Roche with? Just a jug with a Yasha Maelstrom. I mean, good luck. I mean, when you're trying to hope that you finish Roche by the next patch.
And I mean, Supreme literally just walks up to a place where they don't have any vision at the moment too, and he just gets stunned and killed during the stun.
Well, that was they can't do any more of that.
Yeah, I mean, that might have been the mistake to just, like, honestly set them up for this disaster that's going to start kicking off, because 20 minutes, the PA is fully enabled and fully online now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, he really is mid one.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, as you say, maybe that was the sort of mistake that sort of sealed the deal. If they make one more, it could just be sort of smooth sailing for OG. So High Coast, they've got to come in with something smart now.
Yeah, because it's the same thing, like where they just don't have this big team fight, and now they're playing versus an Aegis where OG has this big team fight. This Phoenix is also level 13, by the way. No-Tail somehow finding a crazy amount of levels on the map. Level 13, the supports on High Coast are 11, so this Phoenix is going to dominate the fight too if he's able to get a good egg. Charlie, that's the spin away. But yeah, OG, you can see they understand their power level right now. They understand how strong they are, just leading the charge.
There we go. I mean, yeah, No-Tail, he just dives immediately and does get caught by the silence. Can they take No-Tail down in time? They can. They're able to kill him off before he's able to pop the ult. Mid1 getting rather low here. He's going to look to try and commit over to Supreme, and he does find the crit. Mid1 takes him down. See if they can get more out of this set. Beating into them all. Mid1 still alive. Sprout onto Charlie. Charlie's able to cut his way out, but Mid1 is going to go down the ones. See if they can set up to kill him a second time. Seb's still full HP. Seb's still very strong here, as he will be strong enough to stop High Coast from trying to go in onto Mid1 a second time.
What clipped No-Tail? Was it the insta silence from Supreme, right? That caught him on the dive?
Yeah. Yeah,
it looked like it, yeah. They have good vision around the area. Seb, he still has the BKB available mid. And the cask actually was casted on a creep, so he doesn't even have to pop it.
Chessie?
Oh,
good job he got glimmered there. Seb might have just
setting up for top.
Get him on the way out.
Saxa.
I'm being stunned. How's the mana on Charlie? He's got enough for Blade Fury. Well, he's got enough for the Manta to remove the silence, but now he's not actually got enough for Blade Fury itself, so Charlie's just dead. And have the option for one of them, and now Mid1's ready to start cleaning up a bit more. As he's taken out Zibe, he's going to jump over towards Supreme. Supreme on the escape. Still got the Yules to use, but steps up in 12 seconds. Dissimulate is up, so he's into the trees. Can OG find him? Mid1's hunting.
He's there. Mid1.
Oh, he's found. Oh. Straight murder in the trees.
Level 18, S&Y Mid1. Just jumping from target to target. His damage in that last fight was one of the higher ones. Seb?
Oh, they might. If they got the damage to kill him here, he's going to turn. He's standing his ground against the Bloodseeker, and it's working.
Oh my god.
Chessie can't commit onto it. Now Seb turns back over towards Era. Era still, of course, does have the Quelling Blade ready to cut his way out, but No-Tail's diving in. He's chasing Era off.
He just throws the egg. What the hell? Era's just going to TP out.
But Chessie, he stuck around.
But Chessie won't.
What was he still doing here? I thought he was going to get away. He didn't. He hung around there, and yeah, even though the egg didn't get the kill, the refresh of the spells allowed No-Tail to, of course, dive in and end up burning down Chessie with the Sunray. So he gets a kill at the end of it all.
And look at how quick that accelerates. Up to a 10K gold lead now for OG. It did feel like it was a scary thing. Like, Esports Esports has to play this perfect game of little to no mistakes, and they made probably one of the biggest ones they could. Now they're getting collapsed upon completely as OG. They know that they can just fight at all fronts here.
Charlie is able to get in onto Seb. Seb pots the BKB. Excellent stun from Saxa. Catches the two of them. That's going to be Zibe and Charlie down. Got the Cree wave moving in top.
And
take this tier 2 Seb. He's deeping in deeper. Era will be able to hold back the Prophet with the disruption. Supreme's trying to come in from the side, but he's been caught by this spike carapace into the stun. Supreme, he's in trouble. He's got the Yules. And OG are going to be sure to try and hunt him down here. 2 steps over to the side. Does actually manage to get Seb on the way out. So a nice kill for Supreme to find on the escape.
Something for them to get. As things are really, it's crumbling so fast around them. Every time they look to make a move, I mean, OG has this outpost top that they can just TP to every time and just collapse on them so quickly. And I mean, yeah, Mid-One's just immortal now at this point. He's got the Blur talent too. He's on his way to Satanic.
And look at these movements.
And Sox is just always finding targets. Everywhere he ports, I feel like he finds someone.
Oh.
He might miss the stuns, but
he does miss the stuns.
He's got Yules.
Sometimes, and sometimes you don't need to hit the stuns.
Nope.
You know, that's what Saxa will tell you, and he's right in this sort of situation, because stun or not, Chessie's dead.
On point with all of his moves. Just good read of the map by the Knicks over and over again. Like, Saxa just setting up these kills onto the perfect targets just to stop any of that fighting force of High Coast. Notel goes for some D-wards. Supreme.
Death Ward, have they got the damage to take them down before the end of the silence? They do. They bring down Notel. Mid-One still able to make the easy quick jump over to Zibe. Now he's going to look towards Era. Yule Scepter will hold him back for now into the Remnant. Era turns with the Demonic Purge. Mid-One ready to stand his ground though. Goes over towards Supreme. Supreme getting stunned up by the carapace of Saxa. The Supreme goes down. They do have buybacks available. OG starting to knock at the doors of High Coast.
They've got the beautiful shard as well on Nature's Prophet, so we see those greater treants coming into play some of the times.
They're going to have a buyback from Zibe, Mid-One, and he's ready to go straight in. Now the buyback comes out from Supreme as well. Cask out. Look for the setup. But Supreme ball back for this, and he's straight into the stun. Woo! Doesn't manage to get the Simulate off in time. That was nearly a disastrous buyback for Supreme. They will get the kill on Mid-One. Now he's been silenced though, Thompson. He's trying to run in. He's looking to slam him down with a Hammer of Purity. He turns over towards Zibe. Zibe with the stick charges back up to full. And now Charlie coming in with the Blade Fury. He's trying to get the kill onto Saxa. Saxa will go down. A double kill for Supreme. High Coast, they've got to get everything they can out of this. They jump over towards Seb. Seb trying to turn, but the cask is out. They'll be able to set themselves up for another. Seb will fall. Supreme still chasing onwards. He's been able to close the gap onto Thompson. Thompson is, of course, pretty tanky, and he does have Notel by his side. Supreme have enough control to keep Thompson locked down. Remnant into the silence. Charlie and Chessie at the same time heading over towards Notel. Force across the side, and Thompson, he just turns, and he brings down Supreme with the Hammer of Purity. Supreme out of the game for 100. Can they clean Thompson up? They're trying. They're really trying to kill him, but he's over towards Era. He does go down. They finally are able to bring down the Omni Knight. The egg will be unsuccessful with Zibe, Charlie, and Chessie being able to cut it down together. As it may be a dieback for Supreme, but High Coast, they hit back and they get the team wipe.
Great chasing and just a little bit of over-aggression for OG. For once gets punished. Mid-One just keeps showing his face, even though he was like maledicted and everything. And High Coast gets some great chase out of it all. And Chessie might be able to find Saxa here.
The Death Ward should be close. Yeah, they've got him. But a well-needed punchback from High Coast. Oh, and one that was so close to nearly not happening there. That initial move from Supreme with the buyback. If he had ended up dying inside the base on the high ground, none of that would have happened, and the game probably would have just been over. So, you know, there's little tiny things making all the difference as High Coast find themselves in a position where they've been able to hold back the siege from OG and get themselves a good burst of golden XP across the board for those kills.
Yeah, I mean, in particular, it's mostly Charlie being able to actually get an item that's going to allow him to actually focus fire Mid-One a little bit. He's getting close to the MKB because of that. That's probably the most impactful thing that happened out of all that, is them getting that. And also, I believe it's a shard for the Bloodseeker, and Era has a full Aghanim. So he's got 3 charges to purge with, and they also break. So that'll be... Let's see what he can actually make happen of it, because he can also now just dispel 3 targets that are Guardian Angeled inside of the fights too. he can pre-do it, and then the Omni Slash can come out, and they can do some pretty big damage here. And they're going to smoke with this timing. Charlie still doesn't quite have the MKB, but like we said, they have a pretty good power spike. Let's see what they find.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're absolutely right to really emphasize these purges from error are absolutely just going to be what gets them the setup for the kills, for Charlie to be able to get in on a target without having to worry about any sort of saves. Satanic is done for mid-one, so stepping up his tankiness.
That's another thing, though, that can be dispelled off. You know, you pop your Satanic, the Demonic Purge is still on you, instantly dispels. So there's a lot of counterplay and a lot of cool stuff that High Coast can do if they don't get insta-jumped and killed. OG, they're smoked, and they can insta-kill people. Saksa getting the jump on them in particular.
He's aware, or is he? He's still rather close to it all.
They're waiting till Seb starts threatening the base. These Treants are going to start taking towers, and then they're going to go on the bottom, on the side for OG.
Charlie's got the full MKB out now, so he's ready to go. He's going to pop the Omni Slash straight away. It's going to do a hell of a lot of damage here. Saxon will be able to step himself with the Yules. A Supernova is going to be attempted, but it's taken down immediately, and Midboard's jumped over to his own death. They find the three of them. Thompson is trying to fight up against them, but Charlie with his MKB has so much damage right now. He's ready to run down Thompson. The ratting will be successful as Seb gets the full set of racks down bottom, but the entire rest of his team does end up dying to High Coast.
It's so much overwhelming damage, and we saw the Guardian Angel come out, the Satanic come out. He was perfectly ruptured on the PA, and also Era got 2 Demonic Purges out. So he got one onto that PA, and he can't do anything. He has to stand still because of the rupture, and he can't actually hit anyone with the lifesteal because Satanic gets purged. Seb versus a couple here with No-Tail behind.
See if Charlie and Supreme can kill him. The Healing Ward is down. No-Tail will be able to snipe it. Supreme forcing out the BKB from Seb. Chessie, he wants to stand his ground and go to war with Seb here. Supreme as well still darting around, and Seb, BKB comes to an end, and so does his life. They take out Seb.
Huge stuff from High Coast, and into the Roche they're going to start threatening, but I think they got to wait a little bit here.
They need
their
Supreme.
jug. Yeah, they need Supreme or Charlie, at least in the area.
Yeah. Charlie having to reset himself. Mid lane. Jesse. He's looking. He's still got the BKB. So that will keep him fine. Yeah. He's able to run with the charge. Have the Ag Shard done on Charlie now as well. Of course, incredibly nice.
Very good with Spin and Maelstrom.
Yeah.
With MKB and Maelstrom, because then he can actually, hit the PA pretty nicely.
Mid, Supreme. That's getting gone on by Saxa, but the backup's there. Vera, as they drop the Demonic Purge down onto Saxa. And again, another kill. They're really starting to ramp up this. That lead that OG had is certainly taking a hit here from these moves that High Coast are pulling out. Mid-Bon.
He's jumping right in.
Okay, Mid-Bon gets a quick kill onto Zibek. It's going to turn over towards Charlie. Charlie, how long until the slash back up? 10 seconds until Omni Slash is back.
Supreme can't fight yet. If Supreme gets, it looks like it's like 3 mana burns right now. If he gets mana burn 3 times in the fights, he'll be unable to fight. I love Nyx Assassin because of that. It's so damn powerful as the game progresses.
Yeah.
And OG, they can easily take out this Roche. As soon as they push them away, get a quick kill, they'll get themselves an Aegis and Cheese. And it looks like some, 25s coming in soon? Yeah, mid one, very close to 25.
Over on the side of High Coast, Supreme is also rather close to his.
He is.
So
he's got a Lincoln's now too on top of it, so easier way to kind of protect himself a bit here, at least versus the Orchid in particular. Not going to help you versus that Nyx Impale though.
The next level play. Next level play.
Saxa again just on the hunt down bottom, seeing if you can find those potential pick-off setups for Seb.
For the twins, we rely not upon fortune.
2 for 2. High Coast playing very grouped together. OG just playing fully split up right now because they have this Aegis Cheese. They have this nice blanket to finish up their next items as it's Thompson's BKB almost done. Seb's still a ways away from Satanic, but mid one, he's got triple daggers now too. So he's very strong with his Bastion being delivered on top of Orb Destruction, Deso, all this fun stuff.
And they've got to keep their eyes on the lanes if they do get fully involved in a fight. High Coast, as we saw before, Seb He'll certainly be eyeing up any opportunity to get in onto second set with tier 3s and racks.
Yeah, good old Greater Treants. Always going to be threatening those side lanes every time there's a fight kicking off, and it's it is quite difficult for High Coast to be doing what they're doing, is taking these fights successfully versus OG. Just they have to have like perfect spellcasting. Well, I feel like OG, they can be a little bit more liberal. No-Tail now up to level 18, so they've gotten the egg a couple times now, but now it's like what, 13 hits, so it's getting a little bit harder for them to really just focus fire that.
Top.
Saksa,
Quick
just
moves
always
here.
on the prowl.
Straight in he goes. On to Era. He's not going to get his chance to react to this. Omnislash does come out, bringing mid one down to half HP. Over to the side. Supernova attempted, but they're in on top of it, and they're able to take it down.
Get it.
And it had Thompson inside. So that's the two of them gone. Mid one fighting back, getting the crits as well, allows him to get Charlie. Charlie does have the buyback available. They're going to use it straight away. They know that there's no Tail, no Thompson. They want to try and fight this High Coast, and they'll be able to do so. Mid one, he's going to go down the ones.
He jumped in.
He's pretty deep. They're going to have to set up two here with the Blood Bright and Remnant down. Midbomb dragged up to the high ground underneath the tower as Midbomb will fall. Saxa, he's just got to try and get out of here. But with the Yule's control, he's also going to get surrounded. They're going to take down another, and we'll probably be able to check down the replay. I mean, No-Tail took Thompson inside. Was Thompson actually rather low at the start of that?
I actually was looking at the top part of the fight.
I just suddenly saw, okay, Thompson's in that egg, and he's not going to be too happy as they both end up dying.
And it was like perfect the way Charlie actually was getting gone on above north. He pops the Blade Flurry and gets close enough to be next to the egg to kill it. I think without the Charlie hits, he pops, and they probably lose that fight pretty hard there. Also, we're going to see really...
Thompson was full HP, full mana. Full HP, full mana when he was taken into that egg. That's, whoo!
The next level play as No-Tail keeps spamming.
Funny side up. Not for Thompson, though. He had a very stern look on him after on one of the webcams. I mean, he normally does. He's a serious man, Thompson.
Did you see how mid one ended up dying at the end there, too? He actually, a Greater Treant spawned from the Sprout next to him, and he died to cast bounces back and forth in the first time. And then he jumped into the base and gets cast again and killed. So that was some pretty... funny cask situation that happens because of a Sprout Greater Treant. I mean, more fighting life too, and that was what? That was Aegis and Cheese too, and all that. Like, this is crazy. I mean, Thompson had a full cheese. He had Cheese and full HP. Like, oh god.
I mean, I can only imagine the reason why, because it was just like, I guess he got silenced, or maybe got demonic purged or something. No-Tail wanted to sort of reset him from that. But either way, a risk was certainly taken, and it did not pay off. For OGs again, High Coast holding on in this game. Absolutely a game that they can still take away with them. They've only lost one set of racks, and they've got heroes to push these lanes out.
Yeah, like level 26 Void Spirit. Yeah. The Omnislash, or the Jug also hitting that level 25 too, level 26 even. Chessie getting closer. Yeah, starting to get some much better tools. Mid one, I mean, he's still, the thing is like PA, it's still PA in these later stages where he just deletes, especially these supports almost instantly. But yes, definitely more signs of life, especially if they can, they might want to just keep, maybe paying No-Tail off to keep eating some of his teammates in this egg.
I think he's definitely going to be a little more careful with these Supernovas. I mean, as we've seen in this game, just in general, it's a hard game for the eggs. With the Blade Fury on the Juggler, Charlie's just get in with the uninterrupted attack speed. They normally do have a pretty good shot of taking it down.
With Chessie too, it's like Blood Rage gives you 180 attack speed, so it's like if the two heroes are hitting it, they should be able to kill it most of these times. Yeah, No-Tail, what, 9 deaths? I actually kind of overlooked how many he did have. I knew he had a lot, but 9's quite hefty. High Coast positioned for these bounties, 40-minute mark too.
Well, Supreme, he's going to go in.
Arcane Rune on Supreme, okay.
He's able to take it without OG able to do anything about that. High Coast, they're set up on the high ground. There's going to be a smoke from OG. They're trying to run up into this, but mid one's been ruptured. He's going to hold it off for the moment to the side. Can High Coast get in on this? They're a little careful about how they do the chase.
They have to address these Treants.
They do. They've got to have someone on duty of just defending against this constant pressure from Seb.
And the thing is that they have to back out like so quickly too. Like instantly has to back away as soon as they do start teleporting someone because they can just get caught. Hanging on to buyback, it looks like, in particular on Charlie.
The seeds of fortune.
High Coast just waiting for the move from OG right now. Keeping themselves up on the high ground.
Both big cores have their buyback. They could also just finish out their big items too, which might be a choice that they look to do. Very close to both that Scotty as well as that Shivas, which could be pretty decent inside those fights. OG just... what else are they delivering? Nothing too big here. Just getting themselves their levels. Level 20 now on No Tail. He tests out his little Stormcrafter, sees how it works.
And do you think, I mean, at this point, can High Coast just afford to play this sort of waiting game? Like at this stage,
I think they're still in a really tough spot.
Okay.
I think it's still really hard. It's like OG made a couple of these mistakes, and it's really like No Tail's been really just dying. Where I feel like his egg could be so impactful in some of these fights if he gets in a better spot. So I feel like they've gotten kind of fortunate in some of these fights because of that. Because like they're 15,000 gold behind, but they're reserving like 10,000 gold or more on their hero. So it's actually effectively like they're way further behind than that, at least in the gold front. Because OG has spent quite a bit of their gold. And OG, they just control the map, keep them trapped. They've got that racks up with Furion. Get this next item delivered if they do want to wait for that, and just play it for the next Roche. It's putting the onus on High Coast really to make those mistakes. Seb just continues to become just an absolute beast. The Hex now finished up 2 on top of Bloodthorn, Satanic, like full 6-slotted carry here.
I mean, there's a reason why they grab it first in the draft.
Yep.
Definitely. Maybe, yeah, it is probably Seb's best hero at the moment in this patch.
Yeah, he's been playing it. I think it's been his most played in pubs.
Yeah, I think what level is he at the moment? Oh, we don't actually see the tier badges.
He's master tier.
But I think he's beyond that. I think he's like level 27 at least.
Oh yeah, you actually can't. Maybe I can check it. See if I can. He's 26.
He's 26. Yeah, he's level 26.
Yeah.
Profit. Yeah.
Saksa continued to sit right outside their base with this speediness, and okay, they're actually going to smoke out. Did they actually pick up any items? They did. So Charlie picked up the Scotty, and they also got a Timeless Relic. Thompson?
Yeah, he's got the BKB, and that'll be enough for High Coast to sort of back off. Seb, coming in from the high ground, he's able to break through the Lincolns. Yules will be in place to dodge the stun from Saxon, and that's enough to get Supreme out. So now, Chessie. Let's see if they can try and turn. They get the control onto Saxon in the Blood Bride. They'll turn and burst through the next assassin. The bash. Now Seb standing his ground, looking towards Charlie. Charlie, he's going to commit with the Omni Slice. Seb, he's getting torn apart by this ultimate from Charlie. They get the kill on Seb. It's 2 down. Supernova being attempted off towards the side. Can they kill it off in time? They can yet again. As High Coast have found 3. They'll now look to surround Thompson. Can Mid1 find the cleanup? He's getting kited. The Yule sends him up into the air, into the Remnant. Mid1, he's the last one left alive, but they've got the chain stun. The Dissimilate comes into play. It's a triple kill for Charlie as High Coast yet again team wipe OG. And they're really bringing themselves right back into this game. OG, they are struggling to close this one out.
I mean, they're owning every single era. Again, triple purges put out there on the ideal targets. I believe he purged Seb as well as Mid1. So they pop their Satanic. It's not effective because it gets instantly dispelled. Same thing for the Guardian Angel. And I mean, Heiko is just outfighting them, outplaying them every single time. No Tail. Every single egg is getting killed.
And now they're going to get a lot of damage done here. I mean, there's a buyback available on Mid1 and No Tail, but the other 3, I mean, and in particular, Seb and Thompson, they're down for nearing a minute. So a good bit of time for High Coast to at least do the damage here in the mid lane. Still tier 2s up on the side lane, so will be limited, but Roshan is up. So they can back off and have a good shot at taking that as well before OG's really set up to defend and try and take a fight around the pit.
I'm so amazed how they're getting such successful fights versus this Phoenix every single time. They got the great initiation because they got the number advantage there, but it's like every single time they always have the two heroes already hitting it, and then the third comes in and finishes it off. This is just very good plays coming out from High Coast, and OG they're getting outplayed every time in the fights. They've got to change something here.
Oh, they really are. And here we go, Roshan. And it's got an Aghanims on. Looking at the lineup, I mean, who wants to take it? I think Charlie's probably making the best argument for it, would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah? Give it to Charlie. Yeah, he's already preparing, I think. Surely he's going to want to take the Ags. Yeah, he's got it.
He's dealing so much damage, and it gives you more time of invulnerability. And like, this Guardian Angel, it's not effective. It's not doing anything. It's just instantly dispelled every time from this Shadow Demon. I like it a lot. I mean, yeah, this is big. They completely destroyed it. They were fighting at a 10 to 15,000 deficit this entire time and winning these fights handedly.
AC done for Chessie. They're, yeah, of course, just getting to fly the big items out now after that last fight and objectives that they've been able to take. And yeah, I mean, so if you're, what do you do against the Shadow Demon? If you just got to sort of guarantee that someone gets in on Terror at the start of the fight. Seb,
they have to target Terror right now. Seb, he just goes.
He's just gone in.
Himself.
I mean, he's got the BKB, but there's a lot of physical damage from Charlie. Seb's just dead. I mean, the rest of OG was
Saxa
kind of coming across, but only Saxa was with him at the time.
And now mid one.
They're losing heroes one by one. Mid one, he's going to jump over towards Supreme, but Supreme is able to just pop Dissimilate, stun mid one in position. The base is getting pressured. Seb has brought back, and he's been able to work through one tier 4 tower. But it's obviously not a great trade for OG, though. They might have found objectives, but they're giving up so much gold and XP to High Coast. The High Coast is just getting so fat right now.
He just TP'd by himself, and then the Demonic Purge, again, just comes out on both of the cores, and they can't stand their ground. The Satanics are just not doing anything. I think maybe that's the style they're going for. OG's just going to look the rat, but Supreme.
He's getting gone up. Mules to remove the silence, to step out to the side, he'll be fine. GA's going to be popped. Charlie is already in onto Seb, though, and Seb, he brought back for this. This is Seb down for 2 minutes. Over towards Thompson they go, as Charlie focuses him down. Thompson trying to run. They have a Yules to send Charlie up for now. Saxa trying to finish off Sibbe, but the stun is going to be juked. Spike Carapace stunning Charlie up for the moment being, but the silence is out. Supreme jumps across. Saxa goes down. Thompson's down. It's 4 dead. They don't have buyback. I mean, they could take what they want here right now, High Coast. They could take these tier 2s. Possibly even just end the game, because
I think just go tier 4s. Yeah, you're winning every fight. Yeah, I think even if OG looks to fight, I mean, OG's losing. They're not even killing a single hero with 5. Now you're 5v2. Wow, I cannot believe this comeback. This is completely unexpected. Just the way that they actually caught OG every single time in the fights. And no-tail now too.
It's torn apart.
Yeah, that's game.
They've got buybacks, and they do have mid one
they did get buybacks.
So they're going to have at least maybe one more fight out of them. But High Coast, yeah, they're not messing. They're looking to close this. Can OG really hold with the 3 of them? I mean, they've been struggling with the full 5. We'll see what they can do with the 3. Thompson just trying to throw himself into the midst of it all. Midbond's in onto Charlie. They're trying to kill him off, but High Coast, they're just focusing the ancient. They're looking to close the game up, and they're going to be able to do so as game 2 goes to High Coast. As OG, I mean, they absolutely got outplayed. Sort of the second half of this game, it was just all a bit of a mess from OG. The fights outside of the base, as they tried to siege against High Coast, just all ended up terribly for them. As High Coast made some impressive moves. I mean, much to talk about from their performance, but definitely this Shadow Demon era. There he is himself. It just did so much to enable the rest of the team, Charlie, to get these kills and really render a lot of the capabilities that OG's heroes had to keep them alive useless at the end of it all.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to give Era that MVP just because he wasn't getting focused in the fights. That means he's either standing in the right position or they didn't identify it. He literally just owned them. He was, every single time he was getting Demonic Purge on Seb, Demonic Purge on the PA, and all of that, those constant buffs and everything for them to stand their grounds. They were crushing them in the fights. It was 5-0 fights, what, 2-3 times in a row? That was very impressive.
Yeah, really, really brilliant stuff that the Chicken Fighters were able to pull out in the second half of the game, and all very exciting as well, of course. That means it comes to a 1-1 now between High Coast and OG, as we'll see who's going to be able to take this series in Game 3. Who knows at this point, as High Coast are really stepping it up.
They really